In 2 Corinthians 5, verse 7, it says, "For we live by faith, not by sight." As you balance and stretch in this hip airplane exercise, remember that your faith in Jesus Christ is what truly holds you steady. Just as you're not relying on what you see to maintain your balance, may your faith in Jesus Christ guide you through life's uncertainties. Keep living by faith, not by sight. I'm Raman Hunter. Welcome. Today we're going to be talking about the hip airplane exercise. It's a dynamic hip mobilization exercise, and it is really used to help mobilize and provide further flexibility and movement around the hip joint in the hip area. It also helps to strengthen the gluteus medius muscle as well as the other hip stabilizers. All right, it really helps with functionality and mobility of the hip. It helps with athletic performance. It helps with injury prevention, and it's also a wonderful exercise for rehabilitation of certain hip injuries, not only the hip, but also the knee and the ankle through weight bearing. All right, now with this exercise, the starting position is you're going to start with feet shoulder width apart. And you're going to balance on one leg. Let's say I'm balancing on the right leg. You're going to lift the left leg up, not too high, but just lift it up a bit from off the floor. If you want, it will be good if your torso is parallel to the floor. If not, that's fine. You can lift it up a little bit, about 45 degrees. I'll show you sideways. About this height. If you can, parallel to the floor. If not, about upwards a little bit, 45 degrees. Lift the back leg up. Make sure the knee of the back leg is facing downwards towards the floor. Chest up and hands out to the side like an airplane. That's what they call it, the hip airplane. And what you're going to be doing is rotating your torso away from the floor or away from the bottom hip. You're going to hold it for about 3 to 5 seconds, and then you rotate your body towards the bottom hip. Not too far down. Show you from this angle. Could be a little bit. If you can't tolerate going further down, just stop a little bit there within your tolerance, about a couple inches down, and then back up and away from the bottom hip, which is the hip of the balancing leg. All right? So your back is not supposed to be curved. You're not supposed to be bending down like this and moving your hands like this. And there's no movement there's no pivoting of the hip of the balancing leg that you're standing on. Chest up. You're going to lift the right leg, balancing on the left one. Hands out to the side with the chest up, hands out to the side. And you're going to rotate away from the balancing leg. Rotate your hips away from the balancing leg. And then towards the balancing leg. Again, you're not just moving your hands like a pendulum like this. Hands out to the side. The whole body rotates. The whole body. Straight from this angle, looking straight ahead. If you have difficulty balancing, you can hold on to a grill. If you have a mop stick, a broomstick, chair, table, something sturdy, something stable that won't topple over with you when you put your weight on it, you can use that to help support, as a support, and to help you with your balancing. So I have here a stick. You hold the stick on the side of the raised leg behind you, and you shift your body slightly towards the bottom hip. Hold for about 3 to 5 seconds, and then away from the bottom hip. This is a wonderful exercise for persons who have femoral acetabular impingement. For example, you may notice a pinching sensation in the front part of your hip when you're doing a low squat, when you're stooping, when you're doing, like if you're in the gym and you're doing a back squat, you're doing or you're sitting on a low stool, you're sitting on a toilet, something low. When you go down low and you feel a pinching sensation right there, it could be that you have femoral acetabular impingement, hip impingement for short. And this exercise is one of the go-to exercises that we use to help in the rehabilitation of that condition. All right. Again, Before performing this exercise for any medical condition, it will be advisable for you to seek counsel and advice from a physiotherapist first. It's a wonderful warm-up exercise to help loosen up the hip, pre-potentiate the gluteus medius and the other hip stabilizers before performing the other exercises like a lunge, deadlifts, split squats, Bulgarian split squats, back squats, jerker squats. Whatever type of lower body mobility type exercise that you'll be doing is a wonderful exercise as a starter, as a warm-up. You really feel the burn in the gluteus medius. Right there in the hip area. Do this exercise properly. Nice control and balance. You can bend slightly or you can soften the balancing knee, the knee that you're balancing on. You can soften it slightly. In other words, put a slight bend in the knee. Don't lock it out. You're just rotating from side to side. If you want to further challenge yourself, then do it without holding on to anything. Hands out to the side, going down, and then rotate. Open up the hip, moving downwards towards the bottom hip. So I'm just pivoting on that hip. It's a really wonderful exercise to incorporate into your program. Remember to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm Roman Hunter. Have a wonderful day. Blessings.